Hey, this is Jim. There's a bit of a hiring boom occurring in SAP. I'm not sure if you're aware, but I like to tell my friends that, and my students, it's not 2007 anymore, and there are certain things that have changed in the marketplace. You can get a job tomorrow in SAP if you understand these things. And in my discussions and in breaking into SAP, I talk about the SAP triangle of trust. I'm going to reveal it here for you right now so you can get a job in SAP. The triangle of trust. Boy, this marker sucks. In SAP, everything has to have a 3-letter acronym, some cryptic. So let's call this the STX, the SAP Triangle of Trust. It used to be in 1996, right? That one of these legs would suffice to land you a job. And I'll switch colors with my marker here to be fancy. I call this the technical jargon leg. You used to be you could start talking about ABAP, the tables and spouting off 15 table names, VBAC and so forth, and that was enough to get you a job. Or if you're a functional consultant, you can start spouting off configuration options and really kind of arcane, obscure stuff. That used to be enough to get you a job in SAP, and the joke was if you could spell SAP, you can get a job. Now that's changed, right? I think for maybe the lowest of the low-end jobs, technical jargon, or putting every last little technical identifier in SAP might get you an interview. No more. Nowadays, there's this new leg. It's the all-valuable experience, right? Experience. You need experience to get a job in SAP. Now. The problem is, how do you convey that to a recruiter or to a hiring manager? How do you convey that you have experience working on this? I was just talking to a guy too. As a team, I've been a team lead, project manager, functional lead. He's saying, do you have? I don't see testing experience on your resume, and it's sort of like, well, look. As a team lead, of course, I have testing experience. I've run complete implementations, and so obviously, I've experienced testing. This guy was stuck in the technical jargon. He didn't see test. He didn't say testing on my resume, even though it's kind of obvious, or it should be obvious. But speaking to the experience leg of the triangle of trust here, how do you convey to somebody that you actually have experience working on a project? Well, you're always going to be talking about the problems and experience. Strange solutions that you may have found in the past on your projects. So, and there are always a couple of 2-3 problems that you'll encounter with any technical area. So you need to write these down and then highlight them and think about them as you start your interview process. The last leg here that completes the triangle of trust. The last leg we're talking about is business process experience. Okay, SAP has BPX now, but what we're really talking about is you have to know how to help a business. Why are you implementing this SAP thing in the first place? Well, say if you're working in finance, we're talking about bringing a company's spend under control and understanding all the transactions, making sure proper authority has been granted before a check is written, and reporting for the IRS and regulatory and SOX. If you're in procurement, the rec to pay process flow, understanding purchase requisitions, purchasing orders, doc flows. And I talk about doc flows all the time as one of the things that you need to understand. And I do it for a reason, right? Because this is the third leg here of this triangle. And so when you approach your job interviews, the good news is that not everybody's out there is doing this, and maybe not anybody is out there doing this. So if you can put this together in your interview, and when you're looking for a job and talking to SAP managers or people that matter, like a recruiter might, if you don't have every X, Y, and Z listed under the technical jargon piece, they might not pick up your resume, and it's because they don't understand, even the recruiters don't understand the triangle of trust. But now, since you understand this, you know you do need all of them. You do need the technical jargon, you need experience, and like I said, the important thing to convey is that you need to know how to talk about experience. And how to communicate experience is bringing up the problems that you experience on the projects, right? So it's problems on the project. The technical jargon piece are things that are going to come up on search, because if your resume isn't searched, it's never going to be found, and you'll never get a job. And BPX is process. But what I was saying earlier is the good news is nobody's doing this. They're not putting it all together. So if you have the document flows, write the document flows down and make sure you're conversant with all the transactions in your area of SAP. Make sure that you have the technical jargon like before. Look at your interview question books and etc. Make sure you have all the specifics, even the obscure specifics. Have that ready, and do yourself a favor and compile and just think about because if you've been working in SAP or in any technology, 3 or 4 things just pop up from time to time, right? These are issues that pop up, so make sure to highlight them, because that's how you convey experience. Put all these 3 together, and you're guaranteed to land that next job in SAP. And like I said, we have a boom, so get out there and land those jobs.